and let us all do we can to build a better future.
Okay, and by the way, you saw that I sent you another thing last minute.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I got it.
It'll be really quick when I bring it up. But okay, so let me just go into it then. Okay, so this is a fun story, and I want to get your guys' take as well before I even get into it. What is, to you guys, what is a more tasty snack? We're talking about food. Let's keep talking about food. Is yelling at Elon a tastier snack than making fun of Twitter? Which one's tastier, making fun of Twitter? Yelling at Elon. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to incorporate it when I do my post for this thing. So Elon is now talking about cutting 75% of the workforce at Twitter. And they're not happy about that. I thought it was actually very funny that they wrote a letter, not just of complaint or rebuke, but a demand letter, which, of course, if Elon's already trying to fire you, is yeah, very funny. Okay, so let's talk about this. Employees at Twitter are circulating an open letter protesting Elon Musk's plan to fire as much as 75% of the company's workforce as the deadline for him to complete his $44 billion acquisition of the company looms. Time has learned Elon must complete the acquisition by Friday or face the resumption of a lawsuit in a Delaware court. Elon told prospective funders of his Twitter acquisition that he planned to replace or eradicate the jobs of nearly 75% of the Twitter staff, reducing headcount from 7,500 to just 2,000. The Washington Post reported last week. Musk has previously claimed that the social media company is bloated and has also said that the workforce is a strong left-wing bias. Wow, there you go. That cut right into me. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down to the letter from the text. Staff, Elon Musk, and board of directors. We, the undersigned Twitter workers, believe public conversation is in jeopardy.
Sorry.
I know. That's exactly the response I was hoping for. Every part of this letter is funny. That's what I want to break down.
All right.
Elon's plan to lay off 75% of Twitter's workers will hurt Twitter's ability to serve public conversation. The threat of this magnitude is reckless, undermines our users' and customers' trust in the platform.
Oh, boy.
So trustworthy. You know how you always get like really detailed reasons of why you get kicked out, and they're always reasonable. As we speak, where was I? Is a transparent of worker intimidation.
Oh, no, Twitter has significant effects.
Yes, Twitter has significant effects on societies and communities across the globe. As we speak, Twitter is helping to uplift independent journalism in Ukraine and Iran, specifically, not globally. There's no help uplift independent journalism globally. No. Specifically in places where they have spotty internet.
Okay, real quick. I noticed
that our government doesn't like.
Twitter's real quick to also go after and ban and suppress anything, let's say, tweeted out by the New York Post, especially when it came down to Hunter Biden's laptop. Well, what about also going after Russian and Chinese media sources too, and labeling them as state propaganda, or suppressing other progressive independent voices? Elon, I think you got it wrong. There aren't a whole bunch of left-wingers. There's a whole bunch of woke SJWs who are running Twitter.
Yeah, so we continue. A threat to workers at Twitter is a threat to Twitter's future. These threats have an impact on us as workers and demonstrate a fundamental discontent with the realities of operating Twitter. They threaten our livelihoods. I think that may be they should have started there. So I'm going to pretend that this is the actual argument. Starting their letter, at the very top of the letter, they threaten our livelihoods, access to health care, and the ability for visa holders to stay in the country they work in. We cannot work in an environment of constant harassment and threats. Without our work, there is no Twitter. We, the workers at Twitter, will not be intimidated. We commit to supporting the communities, organizations, and businesses who rely on Twitter. Anyway, so it goes on like that.
Hold on, wait.
They have a list of demands.
Whoa. Hold on. What the hell? I'm sorry, Dan. I know you got to read this, but God, hold on. What?
Yeah, I'm going to explain when I'm done reading this, like why this is like the worst thing that they could possibly do in their situation. Okay. They have demands that they're trying to make. They want respect. They want to put respect on their name. We demand leadership to respect their authority on the platform and workers who maintain it by committing to reserve the current headcount. Safety, we demand leadership that does not discriminate against workers on the basis of their race, gender, disability, sexual orientation, or political beliefs.
Wow.
Yeah, political beliefs, that's right. I think that they should all have at the end of them that we agree with. We also demand safety for our workers on visas who will be forced to leave the country if they're laid off. I love that. That's always like they always throw that in there. Like, yeah, I would love to know what the number of visa holders is in the company. My guess is it's not that many, or it's a lot. I mean, it really depends on how Twitter runs. It's not going to be in the middle though. Protection. We demand Elon Musk explicitly commit to preserve our benefits, those both listed in the merger agreement and not, e.g. remote work. We demand leadership to establish and ensure fair severance policies for all workers. So they're all basically saying we want everyone's job to stay the same, but we also want to be really set up if we're let go. Dignity. We demand transparent, prompt, and thoughtful communication around our working conditions. We demand to be treated with dignity and not be treated as mere pawns of a game played by billionaires. Now, it's funny because they didn't seem to have these issues with the current billionaires that own Twitter, which are mostly hedge funds. But, okay, so here's my take. Okay, so really quick, before I even get to my full take, can we pull up that other document or that other article that I sent you?
Sure thing, Dan. But I actually got some breaking news. It's in regards to this story.
Okay, go for it. What's up?
Hold on. Apparently, here's Elon coming in with the sink.
What's he have to sink for?
I don't even.
He's like, he wanted to do something on camera, and he's like, let me just grab a sink.
Let me just grab a sink.
I don't get it.
It would have been better if he was hauling a toilet or something.
I don't get it. Okay, so let's pull up that other article real quick, because I want to kind of run us back a few months as well.
Yeah, here we go.
I think if he broke, oh yeah, it's everything but the kitchen sink.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so here we go. So this goes to back. Remember when Elon first discussed trying to buy Twitter, and all of the employees were like, "We're quitting. We're not going to work for you. We definitely mean that." And this was a thing from Substack, who was saying, "We don't want Twitter people because the reason you're leaving is the reason we wouldn't want to hire you." But that's all I want to do. Now you can drop that one. That's all I wanted to bring up on that. So here's the reason that this is stupid. This goes to kind of to like, we were talking the other day about what it takes to like run a successful activist organization or group or something on the nature based on our experience in the city when we first started, and how we learn what makes things successful and what groups work and what groups don't work and what groups succeed and what groups don't succeed. The Twitter employee did a lot of really stupid things, and now they're going to face the consequences of them, rightly or wrong. It doesn't really matter. It's a standard rules for rulers situation. Elon says, I'm interested in taking over Twitter a couple months ago. And a huge amount of the staff at Twitter said, I almost cursed right there, "Screw you, Elon. You're a monster, and we don't want to deal with you. As soon as you take over the company, we're going to leave. We're going to sabotage the code, and we're going to make it as difficult for you to operate Twitter as we possibly can." I mean, all of us remember that happening. So Elon is doing that. Then he has this whole thing trying to figure out how much of Twitter is fake and how much of it is real. But at the back of your mind, if you were to take over a company,
okay,
and half of the staff of that company said, "We hate you. We're going to do everything we can to sabotage the company as soon as you take over, and we're gonna make it as hard as possible, and we're gonna leave anyway." Your response might reasonably be, "Okay, I might as well make plans for them not to be there then, because I'm gonna take them at their word."
Wait, Dan, hold on. We promised a good show for the people, and we're gonna deliver. Dan, let's pretend for a moment I'm taking over some sort of multi-powerful corporation, right? And you are the representative of the workers. You're going to say, like, we hate you. Okay, yeah. So get into character in 3, 2, 1.
You're a monster. We hate everything about you. We're going to try and destroy the company. But if you try to fire us over this, we're going to be really upset. We demand you not fire.
And that's what's going to happen. You see, I am going to be the one in control and say, well, bye. Don't let the door hit you. Where the good Lord split you.
And so this is the point, that it's like the Twitter employees were really entitled because they didn't deal with this situation in a way that would lead them to a positive outcome. Elon's been talking about making like a Chinese social media app out of Twitter by completely revamping it. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but this is the worst way you could possibly do a negotiation. And I just want to make a teaching lesson on this. You don't first make yourself. There's a rule for rulers, which is minimize key supporters. If a key is no longer essential, its service is no longer needed, you must kick them out. If you've made yourself an non-essential, you don't have any room to bargain. And so now Elon said, after everyone's response, after seeing, I'm sure that there's, I don't really know what Twitter does to require 7,500 people, but apparently they need that many, or they think they need that many. Elon thinks that they need 2,000. Twitter could have put themselves in a much better position, the staff. They could have put themselves in a much better position, but they were fine being owned by multi-billionaire hedge fund owners, multi-billionaire Jack Dorsey, but now they're pretending that all of a sudden it's an issue with Elon.
Yeah.
It's like if your distinction is that there is no distinction, then have that be consistent. That goes to what we were talking about previously. If Republicans were in power right now and they were leading the war in Ukraine, Democrats would be against the war, just like Republicans are right now. So it's just the amount of entitlement. It's not a board. What Elon's going to do is he's going to demand that they come back in office. A huge amount of them are going to quit, and he's going to get his way. You put yourself in a position where you have no standing. And it's so obvious. This is like the most obvious thing, at least to me, of how they did this. Elon's going to look at the letter, and they have this letter rolling around that I just mentioned that a bunch of people signed, that they've not made it public because there's not enough people, they say, to make it public. But they already have so many of you guys on Twitter probably making these points. If you don't like working for a multi-billion-dollar corporation, then don't do it. But don't pretend that Elon coming in is going to radically change. He saw what you guys were doing and it's just a thing that anyone should be able to realize is going to happen, especially if you work at Twitter and you make all the money that someone that works at Twitter does. I wouldn't throw away my job that easily for positions that you don't really even mean. Because, again, Twitter didn't care about this when it wasn't their thing.
Yeah, true. And again, the thing is, what probably a lot of those workers too did most of the time is, I don't know if you saw these videos on social media, but there are these people who post what it's like working at Google or YouTube or something, and they're eating like these succulent meals, not only just Chinese meals, but breakfasts. They got yoga stations there. And I think a lot of them are worried that, oh no, Elon's going to pull the plug on them, because the vast majority of those people, they're not even doing their jobs, because that's a trick that Google does to keep people in the office longer, is create some wonderful safe space work areas, make it fun and entertaining so people don't want to leave. That's I think Twitter does the same thing too, like that too. But anyway,
I would say my last note on this, Mark, the moderator that writes and signs a letter like this, is the exact last type of person I want moderating the site.
Exactly. All right, we're going to move on now to our next story. Before we do, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that ring bell notification. That way you do know when we do go live.
Oh, I can say one more thing before we... Is what the chat said, which is a great point. It's like Andrew says, I would be kissing Musk. But it's like these people are not activists. They're not community organizers. They're not union members. They're very, very well-paid people that get paid a lot of money and get a huge amount of benefits. And they get to live in a playground where they get to do whatever they want. What they're requiring of Elon Musk, they would never extend to the people they moderate.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.